Hi, I'm Nancy Volpe-Beringer, a Philadelphia fashion designer. So many people ask me, how did I become a designer at age 61? I don't know, I think for me it was just destiny. Forever, as long as I can remember, in every job I needed to create, whether it was in business, doing a spreadsheet or a business plan, as long as I was creating, I was happy. And it was like oxygen to me. And it wasn't until I got that big job, the promotion, that I began to suffocate because I had no outlet for my creativity. I can remember the exact time when I think my life changed forever. It was 3 o'clock in the morning and it was another sleepless night, and I was thinking of my sons. And my one son, so successful in business, president of a small company, and the other son had graduated from Berklee College of Music, a starving artist. So he's teaching himself videography and photography. And at that moment, I got jealous. I got envious of my own son. And I thought, oh, if I was young, like what would I want to learn? And as soon as I was honest and answered it, that was it. I said fashion design. I loved to sew as a child. In high school, I immediately started Googling and looking for schools. Within a week, I was in New York. I can remember after I left one of the top schools in the city, in the country, I came home. I'm sitting at a bar with my new husband. I said, I found a program. It's only a year. I can become a fashion designer in a year. So he says, he's got a lot of nicknames for me. He said, all right, calm down, Fireball. He says, I thought you're doing this for the love of learning. Why are you rushing the learning? I went, thank you, because I'm so goal-oriented that I had a goal. I'm going to be a fashion designer. What's the fastest way? What a mistake that would have been. So what happened? I ended up with a 3-year program, getting my master's at Drexel University. I've said to my husband, so what do you think about that advice? Because then he lost me for 3 years. You know, and while I was at Drexel, one of the questions I got asked more than anything was, what are you going to do when you graduate? And I think it was really like, what's this old person going to do? You know, for me, going to Drexel really was a very courageous step, because having reached the pinnacle of my success, financial security meant so much to me, because I had been a single parent, raising a 2- and a 4-year-old, getting my teaching degree at age 30, working 2, 3, 4 jobs. And here I am walking away from all of that to fulfill my destiny, to live an authentic life. So when I'm asked that question at Drexel, I gave a gift to myself and I didn't answer it. I didn't say if it was going to be children's wear, evening wear. I didn't want to narrow it. I didn't want to be too focused. What I did say was I wanted to be a relevant designer. And for me, that meant giving back. For some reason, I was getting to live my dream. So immediately upon graduating, my goal to be a relevant designer came true. I started working with the City of Philadelphia Mural Arts Program and refugee women. I got to support organizations such as Women Organized Against Rape and Suicide Prevention. And it was because of one of these organizations and events that I attended, and my fashions were there, that I connected with Tierra Whack. One of my looks, finale looks, ended up at Joan Shep. I was selling my items at the top fashion store in the city, and Tierra Whack was looking for something for the Billboards Award. She saw my coat, she bought my coat, and within a week she's nominated for a Grammy. We connected, and here I am, a new designer, making something for the red carpet. You would have thought that would be enough. But there was another dream that I had, and that was to be on Project Runway. Nobody knew about it, but at age 50, I saw my first episode and wished I could be on the show. I wasn't a fashion designer. How crazy is that? But now I was a fashion designer, and I went for my destiny. In a year, I applied for the show. With 1 year experience, I even made it to the semifinals. While I didn't get on the show, I didn't view it as a failure. I viewed it as an opportunity. I had 1 more year to prepare, and I trained like an athlete. I studied online draping class out of Paris. I went to London, top fashion school, and took a course. I took couture classes. I was in physical therapy for 2 years. I was getting physically fit to be on Project Runway. And when I got the news that I made it on the show, it wasn't enough. Now I wanted to win it. I was going to make history as the oldest ever competitor on the show at age 64. And I also got to make history with Dee Dee in the second challenge. Second challenge, I had the first non-binary model. And together, I created this look. It was about survival on the street, taken after and inspired by the movie Cats. And I know about survival. It was about surviving that I think is where I've been getting my strength. Surviving being a single parent. Surviving being bullied. Yes, that's another secret I had. I was a victim of adult passive-aggressive bullying, not once, but multiple times. I have been gossiped behind my back. I have been ridiculed. I've had my work sabotaged. I've been ignored. I've had the silent treatment. I have felt the pain and humiliation. You know, adult passive-aggressive bullying seems subtle, but it's everywhere. It's commonplace. It's in schools, workplace, and families. But once I confronted a bully, I went from being a victim to being a survivor. And I think it's living this fearless life that has allowed me to live this authentic life. I remember Elaine Welteroth, a Project Runway judge. I remember hearing her say that you need to make fear your friend. I want make fear my friend. It really resonated with me because I think that's what I've tried doing my whole life, making fear my friend. And it's taken me far. And while I'm so proud that I made it to New York Fashion Week, I made it as a runner-up in the Final Four, what I'm really most proud of is what I've been able to do afterwards. I've heard from parents telling me their children have been inspired by me. I've heard from men and women who now have the courage to follow their dreams. I've heard from the disabled community for giving them a face on the runway. You see, my final collection was inclusive. I know what it feels like to be left out, and I think innately I am an inclusive designer. I had a collection for transgender, any size, any age. I had a collection for non-binary model. I had a collection for wheelchair user, prosthetic limb. I wanted everybody to be able to use fashion to express themselves. Being a fearless designer, being a fearless person. You know, one of the things I need to correct, I said that I was a runner-up. Well, I don't consider myself runner-up. I really consider myself a winner. I didn't get the title, but I walked away as a winner. My husband shared a quote by Walter Payton, who defined what a winner is. And a winner is someone who gives it their all, every ounce of energy. Whether they accomplished it or not, they left nothing out on the table. And I know with my collection and what I did on Project Runway and how I'm living my life, it's total, it's pure. I'm giving every ounce of energy. I'm unveiling my soul and my passion through my fashion. And that is why I know I can say I'm a winner. Now, we all have our own stories. We all have our own dreams. And I just hope and I encourage you to follow your dreams and to make fear your friend. It's amazing what might happen.